G'day folks, we have another unboxing for you today. This time it's a game called Spirit Island Jagged Earth. It's actually an expansion for the Spirit Island, the original game, which is a cooperative game where you're working together as spirits of an island to basically sort of fend off an invasion of colonial sort of settlers. The back of the box here doesn't really show you a lot here, but yeah, essentially this is an expansion that sort of adds a bit more of everything, I think. So lots of new powers, lots of new sort of gods or spirits to play as, probably some new tokens and effects that you can use with them. I think there might be a few sort of new mechanics as well. I'm not sure. I think these aspect cards might be something that are being added to the game, and some new map boards there, which I don't know if they just add more variety or maybe sort of, give you a larger sort of playing space to play on. So yeah, we'll get into it and see what's in this one. Now, if you're new to Spirit Island, it's a great game. I'd highly recommend checking out some playthrough videos, because it's quite an old game now, I guess, or relatively old. And there's plenty of content out there for it. And I especially recommend Rob's Gaming Table. That's a great channel for watching playthroughs, and you get a real good sense of how the whole experience goes with the game. So yeah, definitely check out Rob and his channel there. So yeah, let's get into the unboxing. All right, I'm excited for this one because Spirit Island is a great game. Really fun, very puzzly, really challenging. Plays great solo, plays great two-player, and I think it's even better at sings at those higher player counts as well. Let's have a look here. So we have the Jagged Earth, the expansion rulebook here. So yeah, the original rulebook, I mean, it wasn't too bad. I didn't find it fantastic. I found it a little bit confusing here and there, but overall, okay, I guess. So that's the rulebook, and here we have the two new player boards. Yeah, you can see the different layouts there. So some more tokens, pretty nice. They sort of punch out pretty thick. Yeah, that's not, oops, sorry. There we go, sort of, yep, nice and thick. Here we have some more of these tokens. So, and I believe with this edition, with this expansion, this gives you all the, beast tokens and strife tokens and all those other tokens you saw from the, I think it was Branch and Claw was the other expansion. I think this gives you all that you need from that as well. So you don't necessarily have to have Branch and Claw to be able to use the Jagged Earth expansion. So they're sort of giving you some extra tokens there. So that's interesting. So yep, more tokens there. And then here we go. So we have this sort of insert in here. So I mean, not the most spectacular looking ones. No game trees, but looks like it sort of does the job. I must admit, I've got a folded space insert for the original game that I used to sort of hold that and all the Branch and Claw expansion in. So I'm hoping folded space might do another one for this one, or I might have to sort of see how I go. But at least, I mean, everything in this game or in this expansion should fit in here, it looks like. So yeah, you get more pieces from the game. It looks like these are sort of all sort of similar pieces, or the same pieces from the original. So these are the corruption tokens. They're the same there, little sort of puddles of boiling gross goo, whatever that is. So corruption tokens. We have these are the little buildings, the small buildings. So these are the colonist buildings here. Okay, you can see those. These are the colonist soldiers themselves. Really sort of stylized little colonial figures there, little conquistadors or whatever they might be. And these are the large buildings. So once you really start, once they start to sort of build up a bit of a presence on the island, these buildings start popping up. So they're quite difficult to get rid of. You've got to really sort of work together to bring some of these places down. But yeah, they're cool. Essentially the same materials. So it looks like this just gives you more of what's in the base game, and these are the little Dahan little huts or little villages, look like little mushrooms. Yeah, quite an odd aesthetic with this game. You know, it's great artwork on the cards and that sort of stuff, but I know I've got some friends that really don't like the mix of these little wooden huts and then these white buildings made out of plastic and stuff. But I guess it shows, you know, like the colonialists using these sort of mass-produced plastic pieces and then the nice, you know, wooden old-fashioned huts for the Dahan. All right, what do we got here? And these look like some little round tokens, green and orange. I'm not sure what they are for. I don't think they're the spirit tokens, so yeah, I'm not sure what they are for. Now it looks like there's something under here, because this, I'll get rid of this. This is popping up, and it looks like there's something underneath it, so... Oh yeah, of course, because we haven't seen the spirits yet, or the cards. So that was under this. It wasn't packed the best, because that's sort of bulging now, but anyway. So that comes out, this comes out, and this, I mean, this is the real exciting stuff. This is your player cards. So big deck of cards there. We'll get into that in a second. Some more cards there. So we'll have a look at those, because I think a lot of the new aspects of this particular expansion are probably within the cards, besides the new spirits, that is. Some invaders are harder to destroy. See adversary or scenario details. Okay, interesting. Not sure what that little deck is for. And plenty of new spirits here. And if we have a look down here, in this little spot here, these are the new adversaries. It looks like the Habsburg monarchy. And new scenarios. So, all right, let's start having a look at these. Okay, so these are the spirit player boards. So on the back here, you get a bit of a blurb about what they are and sort of how they sort of manifest. You've got your setup instructions, how to set the board up so that this character is in play, their play style, and gives you a few little tips, and just a sort of a very simple sort of visual guide to sort of how they generally play as well. So complexity very high. They have a lot of utility, pretty powerful in defense, but, you know, not very good at, you know, generating fear or going on the offense and actually taking out any of the invaders, and the control's pretty low, but they look like they might be a very good sort of support character with this utility here. So fractured days split the sky. Interesting. So, and then generally the way the spirits work is you have your sort of special rules here for their, you know, unique to them. And then your options for the actions you're going to play in the turn. So usually you pick one of these sections. So this action would include these 3 bits here. This action would include these 1, 2, 3, 4. And this action would include these 4 as well. So you would sort of say, I'm going to choose this one or this one or this one. And you would sort of do all of the steps in that action. And down here, this is where you have your presence tokens. They cover up these spots here, and as you place them out and spread out across the board, you become more powerful because you generate more energy for doing more things in your turn, or playing more cards, I should say, or more powerful cards. And then this is how many cards you can actually play in the turn. So as you spread out, you also get more powerful. You know, you can do more in your turn, and it's got this sort of nice sort of ramping up thing where you start out and you're really sort of scrambling to be able to do anything, but as the enemies start invading and getting, you know, more powerful and getting more presence on the board, you're usually also ramping up and becoming more powerful yourself, and so you're really trying to sort of race them and sort of overtake their momentum as well. and you usually have some built-in powers you can play. And these sort of powers normally sort of come on the cards, but every sort of spirit has their own powers here. So yeah, these are inherent to the spirit, and then yeah, you sort of build up your deck and play from there. So let's just have a quick look at these. So Fractured Days, Split the Sky. Grinning Tricksters, Stirs Up Trouble. Well, that's kind of cool. It's a bit creepy. Okay. I really like the ones that sort of are based around the wildlife, around the beasts and things. So this one looks like it might utilize the beasts a little bit. Not sure. That one looks cool. There you go. Pretty sort of average across the board there. Moderate complexity. Yeah. Yeah, and it does use the beasts there as well as some strife. So that's interesting. Lives up to its name. Okay, that's a bit creepy. I guess they're all a bit creepy, aren't they? Lure of the Deep Wilderness. Okay, you might be able to sort of entice the invaders into traps and things like that with this one, maybe. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Wow, use a lot of tokens there. And the new type of token too, the hazard token. Yeah, so drawing them into hazardous regions is probably a big part of the play style with this one. I think this is my favorite in terms of at least like the pictures. From what I saw with the Kickstarter, this is the one that had me the most excited, because I really like the idea of this sort of face made up of the flock of birds there. So many minds move as one. Yeah, that's cool. No idea how this one works, but yeah, that looks good. I really like that picture. Yeah, use the beast. So I guess you sort of control the beasts and get them to move around together and coordinate the beasts across the board. Shifting Memory of Ages. Okay, interesting. A bit of a slow moving one that sort of ramps up in power as you go, maybe. Interesting. Okay, Shroud of Silent Mist. Okay, pretty cool. Slow and Silent Death. Okay, as long as it's not silent but deadly, I guess. That's it's not too bad. Interesting. You have a look there if you want to. I don't know if any people want to pause these or not, but that's pretty good. I think this one might have been like sort of got unlocked in the Kickstarter campaign, so it was like a stretch goal or something. Starlight Seeks Its Form. That's kind of a cool picture there. Wow, it's got I haven't really been paying attention to their presence boards, but this one looks like it's very different to what you normally would have, because it's got part of its presence board sort of attached to the growth options here. That's interesting. It's a really different one. Might play a few more games. It's been a little while since I've sort of broken out Spirit Island. I was kind of saving up for the, waiting for the new one before I cracked it open again. But I think I might play a few rounds with some other spirits before I tackle that one. That looks a little bit complicated, but looks like a lot of fun. Another big stone one. So Stone's Unyielding Defiance. Okay, there's another one in the base game that's looks kind of similar. Big sort of hulking defensive one. Okay. Wow, some extremes there on its summary of powers. Interesting. Okay, Vengeance as a Burning Plague. I won't say interesting because I feel like I've said that for everyone, but definitely looks cool. All right, I'm not so sold on the art of this one. This one, yeah, it's all right, but the idea behind it looks all right. Interesting. So yeah, definitely, yeah, it uses the disease tokens there. So as you'd expect from a burning plague. And now this would be the last one, but what have we got? Volcano. Oh, that sounds cool. Volcano Looming High. I like the idea of using a volcano. That's very cool. Might be a bit like the ocean. One of the powers you can be in the original game is the ocean. So you're sort of very limited. You're really only stuck. You can't really spread out too much on the island. You're trapped in sort of the ocean regions, but you have a lot of power when you can get the enemies near the coast. And this one might be sort of trapped inland, but you can really cause some havoc inland maybe. That's just my guess. Mountain home. Your presence may only be added to or moved, may be added or moved into mountains. Yeah, there you go. So very, you gotta be, you're very sort of hamstrung in terms of where you can be, but I imagine you can probably be pretty effective from there though. Okay, cool, excellent. Now, yeah, I said that would be the last one, but apologies for my finger there. I did get some extra, I don't know if these are promo spirits or what they were, but let's see if I can open this up. So we have a couple here. I really like this one as well. The Downpour Drenches the World. So it'd be fun to use this one in addition to there's one that's a big sort of fiery, I think it's another promo one, and another big sort of fire spirit. So it'd be interesting to see how these guys interact. But yeah, Downpour Drenches the World. That's pretty cool. I like the picture on that one. There you have it. And this one, Finder of Paths Unseen. Okay, and as you can see from the presence board there, that's I think a lot of the fun and complexity with this one is going to come from managing your board here and going through these paths. As you can see, Finder of Paths Unseen. So that's kind of cool. I wonder if you can sort of skip around the map and sort of teleport around the island a little bit with hidden paths or something. Oh, a lot of look at that control. Jeez, but almost, is that negative offense? Maybe you actually help the invaders, you know, you buff them up or something, but yeah, that looks like a fun one as well. So yeah, they're all the spirits that you get in this expansion. Let's have a look at some of the cards. Now let's see, we have, so I believe there's two new colonial powers, the Tsardom of Russia. So they're the powers are sort of based on, you know, real world colonial powers, but they're always slightly tweaked, so it's not really the real world sort of thing. So the Tsardom of Russia and the Habsburg monarchy. So they're almost like sort of alternate history empires. So the Habsburg monarchy there. And I think Brandenburg Prussia is one of the ones from the old game as well. And they're, oh geez, yep, just as big as in real life, the Tsardom of Russia. Okay, so escalation, stalk the predators, hunters swarm the land, additional loss condition, interesting. Let's have a look at these guys. What's their story? Livestock colony. Interesting. So base difficulty 2, so these guys are probably a little bit harder than the Tsardom. Okay. So yeah, these are the scenarios. They just give you sort of different setups and different sort of missions that you need to achieve besides the basic just sort of survive the onslaught. So yeah, again, just adding tons of replayability and new puzzles and different ways to think about how how to use your powers and how they interact. Elemental Invocation. Wow. It's kind of like a unicorn rainbow phoenix. I think my daughter would like that one. Elemental Invocation. Cool. All right, and the Great River. It's interesting. Yeah, I like that they even sort of give you tips, like, you know, if you want to have an easier mission, use this one, and then team that up with the lightning swift strike. Maybe the lightning hits the river, everything, and the water gets fried. Who knows? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they're good, and just like before with the promo pack, there are some other things in the promo pack. So there's some new scenarios, so varied terrains. Okay, so that changes things up on the board, it looks like. What else have we got here? Let's get that glare out of there. Diversity of spirits. Oh, interesting. Easier for groups where the players are highly familiar with each other's play styles. Maybe you actually sort of share the spirits around, or have to change your spirits. Interesting. All right. Cool. And another kingdom here. So Scotland. Ports sprawl outwards. Maybe they can sort of sail from one coast to the other or something. Interesting. So those are the adversaries, basically the bad guys, and also some scenarios. All right, so I've actually taken the time to do some research before telling you what these are, because I had no idea. Yeah, these little cards here, basically there are some events that pop up in the game from the event deck, and some adversaries and different sort of aspects of the game that add sort of ongoing effects. So for any time there's one of these ongoing effect elements that come into play, they've basically made a little card here that you can use just to sort of place out sort of near your play area, just to sort of remind you what the new effect of the game is. Okay, so here we go. So this game, man, this expansion adds tons to what, you know, is already a huge amount of cards in the original game. So pretty much all the different types of cards you had in the previous one, you get just more of them, and quite a bit more. So here's a huge new deck of event cards, so plenty of replayability here. Wow, yeah, so lots to look at there. So yeah, that's very good. Then you get more of the fear cards, and I have actually put a couple of the promo pack also had a little small deck of cards that just added a couple of each of these sort of cards to each of these decks as well. So this is sort of the promo and the expansion together. But yeah, some more fear cards. So these are sort of used to track how well you're beating back the enemy, and also give you some little boosts along the way. So you get more of those. Now you get more powers. So these are the major powers. So just show you some of the artwork on some of these cards. So Forest of Living Obsidian, Infestation of Venomous Spiders, gross. Dream of Untouched Land. Angry Bears. Oh, I like that one. Look a bit like monkeys, like baboons or something. Baboon bears. That's pretty scary. Focus the Land's Anguish. Now you also get a big chunky deck of new minor powers. So these are the minor powers. So hazard spread across the land. Carapaced land. Oh, okay, so the deer's got a bit of everything's got a bit of armor there. That's cool. Dry wood explodes in smoldering splinters. Okay, bit of a mouthful. Entrap the forces of corruption. Yeah, so lots of cool new powers there. And then, of course, let's have a look here just very quickly. There's some new player aids, and they probably give you some instructions on some of the new concepts there. Yep, so updated player aids. Then here we have some new corruption or corrupted island cards here, blighted island and corrupted island. Now, of course, they also have the unique player sort of starting decks of player powers for each of the spirits. So you can see here, yeah, same sort of style of cards, but each of these are like this starting one. So you can sort of guess here, this would be the Rainfall spirit. So Foundation, Sink into Mud, Gift of Abundance, Unbearable Deluge. Okay, Dark Skies, Loose a Stinging Rain. Yeah, sounds like England. All right, Traveler's Boon. Offer Passage Between Worlds. Oh wow, okay. I think we're into a new spirit here. Aid from the Spirit Speakers. Paths Tied by Nature, and so on. So you get the idea. But yeah, each spirit from each of the new spirits from this expansion has its own unique deck. And then probably the thing I'm sort of most excited about from just looking at the cards is this collection here of cards. These are aspects. So I wasn't sure what these were, but it looks like these are, so for a bunch of the spirits in the original game, I think the 4 base spirits or a bunch of the spirits, you have these aspects, so you can play that spirit again, but giving it a sort of a new style, or almost like making it a unique player powers within that one spirit sort of thing. So that's kind of cool. And you can see here it actually has a little guide that tells you, okay, if you use this one here, you're actually going to make that spirit a little bit easier to use, or might be better for beginners because it reduces the complexity of using that spirit. So this would be for the shadows flicker like flame. But you could also use shadows flicker like flame if you're a bit of an expert using that one and you've sort of played it enough times. You can make it a foreboding shadows, and that makes it a bit harder to use, but changes up the play style. Or you could do that again with the same spirit, but make it have it focused on madness. So yeah, that's cool, and they do that for a bunch of them. The only thing is, I like this. This was one of my favorite spirits, the lightning phoenix. It's pretty cool. So immense, giant lightning, cool. The only thing is that they only give you these aspects for 4 of the spirits. So, I mean, that's great, but there are like a billion spirits, especially now, all up with the Jagged Earth expansion. So, yeah, but I'm guessing maybe these are sort of spirits that are heavily used by people from the first game. So maybe just makes these spirits feel a little bit more fresh, or just as tempting as the new spirits. So, yeah. Cool. I really like those aspect cards there. Yeah, they're great. And there you have it. So that's another unboxing of Spirit Island Jagged Earth. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that sort of rambling look at the expansion. But yeah, definitely one I'm very keen to sort of get back into, and I think this expansion is definitely going to help with that. So yeah, can't wait to start playing. All right, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and catch you on the next one. Bye bye.